Hey guys, it's Earless. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out this hard sci-fi lander that I have created. Um, it was inspired by For All Mankind, a series on Apple TV. Highly recommend it, highly recommend it. It is very, very, very cool. The features of this lander is like, I wanted an A-10 Warthog in space, right? Well, on the moon, as you can see, we are really on the moon on a classified military base. However, we have the 30 Gatling gun right here, as you can see in all of its glory. What's really cool is the barrel's right here, right? And then there's the big barrel, the ammo barrel. So it runs all the way through the ship. And then here you have your RCS thrusters. Bam, 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 bam. It's offset right here because big gun right there. And also, since we're in space, excuse me, this gun heats up a lot. Where are the radiators? I don't see any radiators. Ah, shoot. My bad. I've got to add radiators into this thing. Okay. I will do that. Y'all will see another video coming up shortly where radiators will be included. So, y'all be on the lookout for that. Alright, so here's the deal with the front. It took me so long to get this looking right. Like, I wanted essentially just a small little canopy like the Apollo missions. But then I just thought, you know what? I'm not satisfied with that. It doesn't look right. So I just kept rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding the front like this. What's cool is over here, I have a Japanese, well, I'm going to call it the Japanese version. I'm not done with this one yet. It's literally the same thing, but different. Um, this is not at all the original looking front, but I came up with this design and I'm like, man, that's cool. What if I round out the whole thing? I'm gonna have to redo the whole bottom and then call it a new thing. So that's what I'm doing in here. Yeah. I'm also gonna give it a different loadout. Anyway, it's good to like go back and review your vehicles because then you find stuff that you're like, man, I should change that. So this is kind of what that is. So I'm also very new to this mod, the Weapon Core mod, especially with this tank event server I'm in. But it gives you access to these like thermal blocks right here, radar right there, this cannon right here, and then you have your rangefinder, and this right here is pretty cool. So, hold on, let me go back. This is a hopper. Its job is to go up in the air and hop. See, like that. That's pretty cool. Um, and just it hops up like say an asteroid, and it shoots and then it hops back down. So for that, we have rocket pods, we have the cannon, and then we have a missile system on the back. All you gotta do is tilt the craft probably 45 degrees. Pew! There goes the rocket, and you tilt back. Um, I guess this would be like a helicopter, but on steroids, pretty much. That would be the Earth equivalent. All right, so that's enough looking around and talking about it. I'm gonna go over some cool details, which is probably what I was doing before. Anyway, we have the central thruster right here. I wish it could gimbal, but that would make this whole thing explode, as I know very well. You have your landing legs right here. You have these cool side bits that hold fuel, as well as the internal right here. It's packed with hydrogen, so You don't want to get hit in that area. Also, that is very thin armor. It is 4mm, and then everything else is 12mm. Because, you know, we're thinking about space and weight. Alright. So, I wish these ladders were functional, however, if you just go... Oh. That's not supposed to do that. Well, anyway, there are these handles right here that act like ladders in the mod. And normally you grab onto it and it flings you off, so I put this right here and it stops you and it puts you perfectly there. I moved some things around, so maybe that doesn't work anymore. Likewise, maybe this will show you. Oh, never mind. It don't. I need to fix these handles too. Gosh, man, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I like blinked. That's weird. These right here. Well, I just did it again. They're pretty cool. So say you have like a rocket coming, right? Like, psst, that will turn and fire out a projectile that destroys the rocket before it reaches your craft. And from the back, like, you're pretty covered. Well, maybe not the best here, but usually you're gonna be facing your enemy. Here are your smokes. It doesn't look like a lot, but I promise you, this is gonna, like, you only want the front to have smoke. Let's get into this sucker. I'm not really done with the interior. I don't really know what to do with it right now, but here it is so far. Just a basic loadout. Anyway, oh, excuse me. Gosh. Let's shut that door and start piloting this thing. It's pretty simple. You just have simple controls. You can go up. The RCS thrusters are very cool to watch fire off. I wish they would, like when I press E and Q, they would do some cool stuff, but they don't, unfortunately. So this is the GAL right here, and I have a target right there, which is a laser truck, similar to the CRAM, very similar. Here is the cannon in action. I said, here's the... Yeah, that's a pretty cool cannon. Let's light her up. Yep, it even has the sounds. Alright, and then here are the rockets. These are going to do a lot. Yes, very cool, very cool. I can't really show the missile thing right now. I don't really know how that works. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. And then, you know, you hop back down. And then this would be when you cool off, because radiators heat. I mean, this thing would be overheating pretty bad by now. I mean, 2 shots of the gal. Yeah. Oh, this is just a little area I'm working on for something big, you know. I wouldn't look too hard. Yeah. Let's see the damage. I could get out of this thing. Oh my gosh. Sucker's a little tough to get out of. Alright. Yeah, pull my dampener. So, damage is pretty good. Well, not the best, but the laser cannon's taken out. Wheels taken out, maybe some immobilization. Electrical boxes taken out. Yeah. Well, here it is. This is, well, and also the faction is America, obviously, because I'm an American astronaut. Heck yeah. It looks pretty cool, and you got the moon in the background. Hell yeah, brother. What in the world is that doing? I ain't never seen it do that before. Why is it turning left? I don't see any bad signatures. I wonder if that's in correlation to this right here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And this is just like a test video to start making voiced content, which is something I've never done before, as you can probably tell by the way I have been talking, and also finding out issues about my vehicles. Yeah, I'm just gonna say there's a lot ahead, and this is a new channel, a fresh start, and I just want to thank you guys if you actually watched all the way through. Well, at least to this point. I'll show you Mark 1. This is my original interpretation, you know, just getting down a shape. I had an idea, I want something out front with a gimbal turret, and then this is what I created right here. And then I use this like chrome, but it's too dark, and it's only when it's on like a surface you can actually see it, and I don't like that. I also don't like the shape. However, it did give a cockpit. Um, I guess in a sense, if you think more utilitarian as to how the Apollo landers were built, this would be slightly more realistic than the other. However, this one's just not practical. I believe it's these RCS thrusters right here that make it not able to fly because they don't know how to react to the subgrids, but and also I haven't really configured the RCS thrusters, so I don't know, it's a big work in progress. This is Mark 1, this is Mark 2, and then, you know, this is Mark 3 right here. Yeah, so that concludes this episode, really. And I hope to see y'all again. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.